Salutations, friends. It is I, said Stevie, coming to you from my hotel. Uh, Fairly late at night. It's 11 o'clock. Uh, gotta get up for early. Gotta get up early for work, and everything's about to die here, and I freaking forgot a charger at home. Uh, and that's not going to be done until tomorrow. But I'm moving along to the next reviewer, um, the next person, a prototype that I got in, and I wanted to do a quick comparison, something that just kind of popped up here. I'm talking about the Sparrow Knives Strix prototype, um, front flipper, slot for deployment. Front flipper is dialed in perfect. Slot for deployment. Um, I don't got any problems at all. Detint is hair on the light side, but still plenty snappy. Ball bearings, ceramic ball bearings, very, very smooth. The pivot's walked slightly since I've had it for a couple weeks. I've carried it a fair amount. I don't know if that is wear and tear on my end or if that came out of the unboxing like this. I'm the second or third person to have it. Honestly, I'd have to go back and know or look to see to know for sure. That could be my bad. This was in and out of pocket a fair amount, and I didn't take an impact or anything, so I don't know. Um, I mainly carried it in this pouch, which the pouch didn't hold up real well. It kind of split in the seam. I'm sure that you could fix that, but it's been carried more as a zipper slip in the front pouch of my hoodie or in my backpack when it's not in pocket. So this was a pre-order that is no longer open for the production Strix. If I didn't mention the Sparrow Knife Strix, this is the prototype of that. Um, and this variant with the carbon fiber or the camo carbon fiber uh, inlay on the show side, um, stone washed, or smooth blasted titanium. I believe this was 349 or 345 for this variant. Great knife. I really like the aggressive look of it. Or some say that's aggressive. I don't know, but I like a mean looking. I think this is a mean looking, good looking. Again, resembles what it's supposed to look like. A Strix, a flesh eating mythical bird. You kind of get that in the design when it's closed. But I got in on the pre-order this exact variant prior to receiving the prototype, and I'm not disappointed with my decision to pick it up at all. A nice hollow grind M390, I should say. I have not heavy cardboard cut or anything with this. It's sliced open a fair amount of packages during the holidays. This was something that I was, whether again was in the pouch or actually in pocket, I was using to slice open, and I did rub the blade down a little bit. Had a little bit of schmutz on it, but the blade has held up well. It's still slicey. Um, let's see here. I mean, it could definitely be tuned up. I'm sure. Like I said, I'm the third person to have. That wasn't a great case for it being hair popping sharp, right? A lot of that I think could be me as well. I don't know, but uh, while I've had this over the last 2 weeks, about 4 days ago, this arrived. The Renegade Provisions Company, Renegade EDC, GOM, the God of Mischief. After I got in on the pre order of these, after handling a prototype, not for as long, but I did get to handle the prototype at Blade Show, the natural micarta variant. I based off of that when the pre-order went on 5-ish months ago or whatever, the it was enough to make me want to get one. So, um, very, very, very similar. My battery's about to die, so I'm not going to be able to go into it. But again, slot for deployment, front flipper that is just, it pops. It really pops. The blade cutting performance on this, I'm sure it's definitely much slicier because it is newer. It has not cut as much. I did rip through a couple of labels to cut for an Amazon return, so it has been used, but before I pass that along, it was just a thought that had gone through my head. They're not all that different. Not all that different at all. And if you could only have one, I don't know. It's very similar price points. Like I said, $350. They're between $300 and $400. They're within, I know for a fact, a couple very similar price point. Only difference with this one, the God of Mischief, is that I can put a titanium lynch clip on here to replace the wire clip, whereas I'm stuck with this one. Ergos are good and great with this one. More, I think, EDC friendly, to be honest with you. But if I had never seen this knife before, I would love this knife. If I had never seen that knife and I'd only seen this knife, I'd love this knife. So to try to declare a winner, so to speak, if you could only have one, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe this one? Maybe the God of Mischief? It's a little bit snappier, a little bit more deep carry, more carry abilities a little bit there because of the deep carry lynch clip. That's always a plus. Not bad, but you know, the 3D milled clip is not always ideal. This is much more carry EDC friendly in and out of pocket for sure. Similar blade steels, M390, I believe, on both of these. Best Tech is the OEM for Sparrow knives, Riot for Renegade provisions. So again, ergos are spot on for both. I think that this is, well, you got a hollow grind versus a full flat grind. I think this is more utilitarian, very neutral in hand. Jimping is kind of pointless on this. That's really just for looks. It's not really there at all. But it works for the little nub of the front flipper for sure. Front flipper is the best thing about this knife, in my opinion. Slot is fine. Knocked down fairly well. It's a little sharp, whereas Best Tech definitely feels like they refine their edges, chamfer their edges a little bit, maybe a little bit better. They do a little bit more. My apologies, my apologies. My video died, or my battery died on my computer at the most dramatic of times, and I guess you'll just have to take my word for it. But I immediately switched over to recording off of just my cell phone to reveal, I hope that the video before it completely cut out showed me spinning the fungible token. Is the God of Mischief a better choice for an EDC option than the Sparrow knife Strix if you could only have one for EDC? And hey, folks, Sparrow knife Strix, Greg Schaub. This is a fabulous knife. I'm proud to own it when it comes in at some point. But the God of Mischief, coin says it right there. I promise you. This is not rigged, folks. This is not rigged. There might be a little bit of gap from when the video actually cut out versus when my screen went black, because I was not looking at the screen, but I could see that the alert was up. So now again, just recording off my phone. This doesn't need to be as dramatic as I'm making it out to be now, does it, folks? But it did land on yes. And I'm not disappointed with that decision. but the fungal gods have spoken. And again, I will also be owning this. But if you had to ask me, with options very similar to each other, and blade steels and materials for the most part, same locking mechanisms, full frame lock versus I guess a bolster lock, so not really. Carryability, definitely you give the edge to the God of Mischief in that category, so you got to do it. Detents, now that it's been decided, I can clearly make the case for going back and saying, hey, I'm comfortable with that decision for those reasons. So, thank you, Fungal God. The fungible token gifted to me, boy, brother Jason Brown. Oops. Yes, it was. Any hoodle. Yep, this is moving along now, making a handoff in person instead of sending it in the mail to the next person that's going to be taking a look at it, who also has one of these. I know that for a fact. So, and although I've not been watching everybody's content that has popped up on the God of Mischief, only because I didn't want it to spoil it for me when I got it in hand. I've been seeing them. If I didn't mention, this got lost in the mail, the original one. So I'm about a week late to not a week, more like a month late to the God of Mischief party. Plenty of people, I think, declared this their knife of 2022, snuck in right at the end. This got delivered for me on New Year's Eve. So I've only had it for 3 days. So it's not a full, I guess, long-term comparison. Like I said, I don't need to remake the video now. The fate has been decided. Why keep this going? But I gotta say, in terms of the design, the sexiness, the wowie wow factor, you gotta give it to, as much as I like this, for sure. Not mad at it by any means. Looks-wise, aesthetics-wise, I think the Strix wins all day. All day. But, again, detent is a little bit more important than, anywho. Moving along. This is moving along with it. It will be coming to me in March or something. I don't know. I forget when these pre-orders are supposed to ship. I just know not for a while. So this is going to be sticking around. You'll be seeing more of this. Or will you? As much as I love this knife and it's snuck in and I could see this becoming a pocket dominator. Something has recently come into my life. And I'll fire the blade off camera. Is this coming in? The texture of the scales, how good it feels, the action that you can't see, but I can tell you is there. A knife I just discovered could be, for me, the one knife to rule them all. And I'm not joking. I have fallen in love with a new knife that I'll just give you a little tease there, I guess. So maybe you will have already seen this, because by the time I'm on the road for 3 days without a charger for my laptop, so I won't be able to upload it, because the first half that cut out was backed up to my laptop, not this cell phone, which is actually just an old spare Pixel 5G Pixel 5. This one is. My current phone is a Pixel 6 Pro or whatever. but this is just what I use to record on. The second half is on this. The first half is on that. So that means at least 3 days before I'm back home with a charger to be able to power that up, to be able to upload this to the laptop, which is going to take, an hour or two, and then to edit the two, splice the two together, and then rendering all that. This video, as it were, will probably be a week out before it posts, unfortunately, or fortunately. Or maybe this won't see the light of day. I don't know. And maybe you will have already seen or heard me talk about this knife on another video because I was too lazy to edit all this together. And you'll be like, ooh, he really did like it. Maybe he's already acquired it. I'll have to go back and watch. And now you'll get to this spot in the video. Lord help you if you made it this far, to this point. For me to be ramping. Ooh, almost showed it. Almost showed it. I'm going to set it back down. Alrighty, folks. Until the next one, I bid you mofos adeuces.